Welcome back to another live. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. And again, thank you to all my new subscribers. You know what? 6ix9ine, Tekashi 6ix9ine is broke. And they saying he homeless and he may be filing for bankruptcy. He was close to, hey, his net worth was like almost $50 million. How? How do we go, bro? I, don't get me wrong, I ain't good with money too. Shit, I'm broke right now. But just to have that kind of money, it's mind-boggling to me. But Whack 100 confirms 69 is out of money. He is broke as a MFer. The well has run dry for Tekashi 6ix9ine, so says Whack 100. According to recent court documents filed by Brooklyn-based rapper Tekashi 6ix9ine, the multi-platinum recording artist is going broke, unable to afford even a lick of gas. Wow. His business manager, Whack 100, I didn't know Whack was his manager, is corroborating those claims, telling people on Clubhouse that the rapper doesn't have any money coming in. When somebody asked the notorious music manager if 69 was telling the truth about having little to no money in his account, he said, "Yeah, he broke as a MNFer. That ninja 6ix9ine ain't got nothing. Man, that ninja over there doing bad, bro. I had to send that ninja $20 for some gas." That's why he was telling the people, "Ain't really nothing we can do for you right now, ninja. A broke, broke. It's effing terrible, man. Sad thing to see such a talented young man like this." Well, let me take a picture so I can put this on my. With millions of dollars worth of jewelry and designer clothes, well, he needs to sell it. He should start selling that jewelry, pawning it or whatever, getting what he can. It might be time for 6ix9ine to start an account on Grail to sell back some of his most valuable items. Facts. The rapper has been inactive for the last few months, and in court documents, he says that he isn't receiving royalties from his music and doesn't have any shows planned for this year, which is severely limiting his income. Do you think 6ix9ine will ever make a comeback big enough to get him back on the right track? No, I don't. The music industry and the film industry is doing awful right now. Or is financial ruin something that he should get used to? Let us know what your thoughts are. What y'all think? Can he get back on his feet? Now, like I said, it ain't true unless it's on TMZ. Oh, 6ix9ine was saying he's squeaky clean, trouble finds him, not worried about a deal clause. So this about his new record deal. 6ix9ine isn't sweating the fine print in his new record deal, which requires the rapper to stay out of trouble to keep his payday. We caught up with musical artist on TMZ Live Tuesday when he explained why the special clause in his new contract doesn't have him worried. As he put it, he views himself as squeaky clean individual and trouble just happens to find him all the time. At the end of September, Tekashi 6ix9ine found himself in a heated exchange outside a nightclub in Miami and was sued for revenge porn by his ex-girlfriend. So here's hoping all the drama was settled before 6ix9ine signed on that dotted line. Well, how come they not front him money? According to 6ix9ine, the agreement is less of a record deal, more of an exclusive tour arrangement, explaining the contract would bring his new music to Mexico, South America, and Central America. 6ix9ine made it clear he decided to embark on a new project with Cartel as he allows him to tap into his Hispanic roots. However, Tekashi 6ix9ine noted the music will be different than what he usually makes, confirming it's nothing hip hop. Sounds like fans should expect a different sound from him in New York. So how come they haven't fronted him any money? Oh, it seemed like they sold his assets to pay out 9.8 million in stripper injury back in December 2023, according to TMZ. So he may not have nothing else to sell. Since Wax said he had to send him $20 for gas. Wow. Wow. All that money. Well, he better start selling everything. That's all I got to say. Everything up for sale. And I'm doing the same thing. Everything for sale. I'm about to sell everything. I get it. I sure do understand.
He will do it, decide to clown his former best friend in front of 14 million people. And while this friend is no stranger to controversy, this latest fiasco might spell his doom. In fact, by the time you're watching this video, there's a good chance that 6 9 might have already found himself in jail for what he did. This crazy story all started on May 1st, 2024, after Steve Will Do It decided to release a video called I Adopted 6 9's Daughter, which features Steve exposing 6 9 for being a deadbeat father to his kid.
This little girl was showering with cold water the last 6 weeks. So.
It turns out that 6 9 has a baby mama and a daughter who he has been rejecting since her birth. We know this because 6 9's baby mama tells Steve how little Daniel Hernandez, aka 6 9, actually does for his kid as a parent. For example, for the past 5 years, he's supposedly only given her $20,000. To put that into perspective, that's about $4,000 a year, which is clearly not enough for someone who makes quite a bit of money annually.
How much money has he given to his daughter for 5 years? You said 20,000, right? Which is like 4 or 5 years. Can we do the math? Like 4,000 a year. 4,000 a year, right? I've seen him get paid like over $10 million in 1 year, right? Danny's able to see his beautiful daughter and see like his face, and yet he'll give money to this bitch. This bitch's daughter. He has a fetish for fucking black women that he can't hit.
Now, this definitely was not a good look for 6 9 as up until this point, it seemed like his reputation was on the mend. Whereas previously he was seen as a snitch who no one wanted to work with, he was now helping poor families, giving away money, and even had a collaboration with Kodak Black, which was a good sign of life coming back into his career. But with this situation, his progress over the past 2 years was basically reset to zero. So what did 6 9 do to Steve that was so bad for him to seek out his family just to get under his skin? Because Steve is clearly not going through all this trouble to embarrass him, as he's known to be somewhat of a saint. And let's just say his intentions weren't completely pure.
I thought that I had like a t-shirt, world's best dad. I had this whole thing. I thought it was going to be a joke. I was going to try to kiss you, this, that. It was all going to be a joke, right? And then I come and I see Danny's daughter. And bro, I swear, Danny, like when I see his face, he represents evil in my life. And when I see her face, I don't see evil.
Well, to understand how 6 9 could have cut Steve so badly, we'll have to go back to the foundations of the relationship between them. You see, Steve Will Do It and 6 9 had initially met back in 2021 through a mutual friend. And Steve was a huge fan of 6 9, prompting him to try and develop a friendship with him by any means possible. But the method he chose would open a gateway for him to get used by the rapper instead. Before Steve got banned from YouTube, his main content revolved around giving away money and copious amounts of gambling. Some people even called him the R-rated version of Mr. Beast. That's why, when going to meet 6 9, he did something rather interesting.
I remember going to his house the first time, and I came with a shoebox, $250,000 cash, and I gave it to him. And then I told our mutual friend, I said, "Why is he doing this?" And he was like, "Yo, the kid just wants to hang out with you." And then I said, "All right, where are we going?" He's like, "We're going to Mexico." So he flew me out like an Instagram thought. He flew me out. He got me a private jet, got me my own room, and he fed me pretty good. Then I was like, damn, this dude is not that bad. He just kept doing nice stuff, and no one ever does nice stuff for me.
It felt weird.
I felt weird. And I'm like, yo, there's something up with this kid. And then like a couple weeks later, he gave me a $400,000 richer meal.
Although their relationship started because of monetary attachment, over time their bond grew into a genuine connection. 6ix9ine would appear in multiple vlogs with Steve Will Do It.
Oh
and
yeah,
would
I'm
slowly
definitely ain't paying all that. All right, let's get to here. Okay, let's get to here.
I've spotted 6ix9ine supercars being towed by the IRS as he can't pay his taxes, with sources claiming he has debts of over $20 million.
Wow.
Now seems pretty unlikely, as 6ix9ine's recent album was such a massive flop, most people don't even know that he released something new. Compare this to 2017, when 6ix9ine was undefeated. Everything he released became an instant hit, and no one can deny it. His unique style of music was pulling hundreds of millions of views, leading to a self-reported massive record deal, with 6ix9ine stating, "Right now I'm signing my life away to Illuminati for $7.5 million. Life is awesome." Only 4 months later, he landed a headphone deal worth $4.9 million and was paid a six-figure sum just to feature Fashion Nova in one of his music videos.
Wow.
Before this, 6ix9ine was already bragging, "I made $1 million this year and I bought a fake Rolex with it." Then only a year later, he was donating the same amount.
Since the last time I've been here, I donated close to $1 million just to community. That's no foundations, just going on the street and giving out money.
He'd post multiple videos showing massive stacks of cash.
Does
On
money
your own.
dictate everything you do?
Fuck yes.
Protecting his $500,000 jewelry pieces by dropping a further $100,000 on personal security for a 10-day LA trip. Here he'd signed yet another multi-million-dollar publishing deal, showing that the money was coming from his music. 6ix9ine's first album, Dummy Boy, sold over 1 million units, meaning it likely made over $10 million.
Wow.
However, he foolishly used the entire album to rap about committing crimes. For example, on Cuda, he'd proudly proclaim, "All my people really gangbang, talk that dang slang, rap about it, do the same thing, let your nuts hang, we don't do the race today." Similarly, on Billy, he'd add, "Get the fuck out my face before I murder you. Whole squad full of killers, too. Send shot on shot. Every pop.
Shots. Everything I was rapping about was really happening.
Which certainly didn't help Tekashi's next chapter. 6ix9ine, rapper faces prison and sex offender registry. The article explained that 6ix9ine originally pleaded guilty in October 2015 to using a child in a sexual performance when he was 18. In a video posted online, a 13-year-old girl was seen engaging in oral intercourse while Tekashi stood behind her.
Wow.
He's been arrested twice for allegedly choking a 16-year-old in a shopping center in Houston earlier this year.
Wow.
He was also arrested for driving without a license, assaulting a police officer, and obstructing governmental administration. 6ix9ine wasn't given leniency as he was using social media to promote a culture of violence and glorify gang activity, but while he did pay his bond of $155,000, the problems didn't end there. After finally closing the book on his 2015 child sex case, 6ix9ine and his associates went to Felipe Chow to celebrate the legal win with a lavish dinner. Things got ugly when the crew was denied entry into the restaurant as a brawl took place and gunshots rang off. A pair of 6ix9ine's entourage members and his manager are arrested for their involvement. One of the security guards working at the restaurant is reportedly hit over the head with a chair, thrown some robberies plus multiple shooting incidents, and 6ix9ine was facing a minimum of 47 years in prison.
I got federal agents sitting in front of my house. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars. One thing I fear in life. No, 2 things. I fear God and I fear the FBI. Only 2 things I'm scared of
Like,
He'd infamously testify against 12 co-defendants,
I don't give a fuck if I'm held accountable for what I did. Yes, I snitched and I did it proudly.
which reduced his sentence to just 2 years, although it also completely destroyed his credibility. 6ix9ine snitching became a whole meme format, with people joking, 6ix9ine, I ain't no snitch. Judge, 47 years. 6ix9ine, ever noticed Dwayne Johnson looks like The Rock? Implying he'd say anything to get a lighter sentence. He was therefore also memed as a Karen, whilst others joked, imagine spending 7 years in college to become a lawyer, and your client shows up to court like this. The legal process also cost 6ix9ine a fortune.
How much money have you spent on legal fees this year? Too much, right?
Yeah, like $500,000.
That's what I'm saying.
But being sent off to prison only made him more popular. He signed a $10 million record deal whilst behind bars, and after being released only 6 months later, 6ix9ine
Wow.
claimed on Instagram, I got out of jail $20 million richer.
First day home, see the vibe, man. King New York's home, man. I'm on house arrest, so come on, let's go.
This was supported by a range of extravagant purchases, with TMZ reporting he'd bought a fleet of luxury vehicles that includes an Aventador McLaren Rolls-Royce, Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon, and a Range Rover.
All 4 cars, Lamborghini Aventador, Wraith, McLaren, G-Wagon, all mine, all
Well, he need to sell those cars to get him some money if Wack had to send him $20 for gas.
Tekashi's getting iced out too. We're told he splurged on 4 timepieces, including a Richard Mille watch, and dropped another $300,000 on a chain shaped like a shark.
This is $500,000, $500,000. Look at the diamonds in them teeth.
And sell the
nobody got this
jewelry.
watch. If you don't got this watch right here, you a little boy to me. I'll kiss you on your forehead. You a little boy. Sit down. King's home. It's over.
He then purchased this insane piece of jewelry, bragging on Instagram $1 million on a chain. Best chain in the game. My chain costs more than your whole chain piece and watch. LeMayo, you know who run the city. In a different post, he bragged 15,000 sold out show Istanbul, Turkey. 500,000 for 40 minutes. He showed his earnings in videos such as this one.
We got 1 house right here, 2 houses right here, 3 houses right here, 4 houses right here, 5 houses right here, maybe 2 houses right there. You feel me?
Spending 50,000 of it at the Gucci store in under 10 minutes. He then vowed every week I'll try to give at least 50,000 away to someone random for people in need, all the while his music was still performing well. His song Gooba, released a month after his last day in jail, gained 45 million views in its first 24 hours. This made it the biggest 24-hour debut for a hip-hop video in YouTube history, after which 6ix9ine also broke the record for the most viewers ever in an Instagram live. Everyone, he's gonna be irrelevant when he comes out of jail. 6ix9ine, #1 on Apple Music and breaking records. Who y'all think is the king of New York? 1 month later, he'd put out Trolls, which again gained 45 million views in only 24 hours, debuting at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. 6ix9ine celebrated his post-prison success. However, as it turns out, this would be his peak. Goober and Trolls became part of the album Tattletales, which didn't perform so well.
Yeah,
Despite the
that's
noise,
right.
6ix9ine's Tattletales album headed for underwhelming chart debut. It sold just 55,000 album units.
Wow.
His worst performing project ever. One of 6ix9ine's rivals, Trippie Redd, laughed at the album's poor performance, which was especially embarrassing as 6ix9ine previously said this.
Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie.
The number of listeners per song wasn't lying either, with Joe Budden calling the album a likely financial disaster. It stated that projections are lower than what it would take for an artist who travels with 9 and 10 security guards everywhere he goes. That's the part that the public never really deciphers. It's not who flopped and who didn't. It's what comes in versus what's spent. And this kid, it takes a lot for him to move around. Anthony Fantano gave the album a 3, but more notably stated,
from here, I'm not really seeing an increase in quality because I think 6ix9ine is just diving even deeper into using social media and antics and drama and clout chasing as a crutch to supplement his career.
which turned out to be correct. Rather than focusing on making incredible music, 6ix9ine seemed more concerned with social media fame. He began spending time with Steve Will Do It, who gave 6ix9ine the chance to make some extra money. Steve worked with Rumble to get him a streaming deal, which paid 6ix9ine $2 million just to stream for an hour per week.
Wow.
6ix9ine 9 didn't fulfill the contract, Steve would have to pay Rumble the $2 million himself.
Wow.
6ix9ine took the money, then went live on Rumble only 4 times before quitting.
I got him a deal, right, to play video games once a week for an hour, $2 million up front. Just doesn't do it.
Steve further
Man, I would have kept that deal. I would have did an hour a week.
That's literally like the factual story.
Explaining 6ix9ine lied.
I didn't know he liked black girls.
I need $2 million up front so I can buy a content house. Guy's an idiot.
Wow.
Scammed out of $2 million, Steve exposed 6ix9ine further, showing he hadn't been supporting his daughter.
How much money is he given to his daughter for 5
If I showed that in the last clip, I'm gonna bypass this.
I ain't got it. I'm an entertainer, and obviously we're talking about it, so I did a pretty good job at entertaining people. You know how you have a degree in law? I have a degree in entertainment. But it seems the lawyers representing him weren't getting paid either, especially after his ex-girlfriend also sued him for $1 million, claiming 6ix9ine posted revenge porn of her online and
Wow.
emotionally abused her. However, 6ix9ine couldn't even afford his credit card bill, let alone his taxes, leading the IRS to shop at his house and seize some of his cars. Clearly,
He going homeless? Yeah, he got his karma, because I can't believe having all that money, Michi Tech, and he broke. He need to just sell all them cars, sell all that jewelry, get rid of everything.
financial strife, 6ix9ine made another album. Although if you don't remember any hype around it, it's because there simply wasn't any. Whilst his 2 previous projects had some commercial success, Leyenda Viva didn't chart in any country. On Rate My Music, it scored lower than 1 out of 5 stars.
Wow.
1 million listens per song. It's no surprise people have called it one of the most boring albums I've ever listened to.
You ain't lied, Missy Tech. You ain't lied. Hold on, let me show this. I wonder why. Right. I thought he was too. Apparently not.
6 months later, he put out Blackboard, which seems to have performed even worse, excluding one hit single with Kodak Black. Seemingly out of pure desperation, 6ix9ine promoted crypto.
I just released the dummy coin. For the first 2,000 holders who buy into the dummy coin, you will be selected to do a meet and greet here in Romania.
I wouldn't buy no coin in his name.
Tekashi 6ix9ine. I signed a new record deal for $6 million plus. It explained Tekashi is being paid $1 million for the album, which will feature 10 songs, and he's going to make $250,000 for every concert of an upcoming tour. This all adds up to Tekashi potentially pocketing over $6 million, all held under one main condition: he doesn't get arrested. Well, just 1 month ago, 6ix9ine again went back to jail for violating parole terms on his initial main prison stint. In the process, he tested positive for meth twice, so despite 45 days, it seems 6ix9ine's life-saving record deal won't be going forward.
Wow, I had no... A week?
We're diving into one of the most chaotic stories in modern day hip hop. Tekashi 6ix9ine, born Daniel Hernandez, had the rap game in a chokehold not too long ago. With his rainbow hair, brash personality, and viral hits, he was everywhere. But behind all
because I can't show the news. I
was a man hurtling toward destruction. From his wild spending and legal troubles to international scandals and a career that's all but fizzled out, we're breaking down Tekashi 6ix9ine's rise, fall, and the truth behind it all. Let's get into it. At the height of his fame, Tekashi's lifestyle was the...
All right, thanks for coming through, Mini Tech. I appreciate you. Let me look at this last comment.
And Rolls Royces, all proudly displayed on social media.
That's, again, if I'm eyeballing these, okay? Because you know me, I watch Pakistan.
Okay, all right. I'll be late, you know.
priced out watches and rings that screamed, "Look at me." But fast forward to today, and those same luxury cars have reportedly been repossessed by the IRS.
Wow. Let me see.
According to sources, Tekashi owes a jaw-dropping $20 million. And with his music sales tanking, there's no clear way for him to dig himself out.
Go home after rapping. That's your life. This is really my life.
It's hard to believe this is the same guy who once claimed to have signed a $7.5 million record deal, bagged a $4.9 million headphone endorsement, and pulled in six-figure brand deals featuring companies like Fashion Nova in his videos. But just as fast as the money poured in, it disappeared. And let's be honest, Tekashi's spending habits weren't exactly subtle. Back when Tekashi was on top, his social media was a non-stop highlight reel of excess. The man once bragged about dropping $1 million on a fake Rolex just to prove a point, then turning around and donating the same amount to people on the street. Generous? Sure. Reckless? Overly. His jewelry collection alone was worth millions, and his security costs were just as wild. For a single 10-day trip to Los Angeles, he reportedly spent $100,000 on private security. But here's the thing, all that spending needed to be backed by a steady income.
Facts.
Tekashi's music was his bread and butter. His debut album, Dummy Boy, sold over 1 million units, reportedly generating $10 million.
Wow.
The same songs that made him millions were also his downfall. His lyrics glorified gang culture and violence. A bold move for someone with real-life gang ties, as it turned out. Tekashi's legal issues didn't just start with his 9 trade connection. They go all the way back to 2015 when he pleaded guilty to using a minor in an inappropriate performance after a video was posted online of him with an underage girl. While he avoided jail time, the case haunted him for years. By 2018, his troubles escalated dramatically. Tekashi was arrested on a laundry list of charges, including assault, weapons possession, and obstruction of justice.
We talked about that. Yeah, where did all his money go? Where did all his money go?
After his Lambo and Bentley seized by the IRS, 6ix9ine's financial situation is not looking very good. Picture this: a man who built his entire image on extravagance, throwing cash into the air like it was limitless, a rapper whose name was synonymous with controversy, bling, and viral hits. Now imagine that same man standing in court, claiming he can't even pay his bills. Sound unbelievable, right? But it's the reality of 6ix9ine. Yes, 6ix9ine, the self-proclaimed king of New York, known for his rainbow hair and over-the-top persona, says he's broke. The headlines were shocking. 6ix9ine files for bankruptcy. 6ix9ine is going broke. 6ix9ine is sleeping on the streets. These are some headlines that we are seeing recently. But here's the kicker. Is this just another chapter in his drama-filled life, or a carefully planned strategy to escape his financial ruin? Buckle up, because the story behind 6ix9ine's collapse is as wild as his rise to fame. But before we dive into his downfall, let's go back to the beginning, to the streets of Brooklyn, where it all started. Because to understand 6ix9ine's collapse, we first have to understand his meteoric rise. Tekashi 6ix9ine, also known as Daniel Hernandez, grew up in Bushwick, Brooklyn, a neighborhood known for its pretty streets and tiny communities. His life wasn't easy. His father was murdered when he was just 13.
I didn't know that.
Tirelessly to make ends meet. These early hardships shaped him, feeling a desire to escape poverty and make something of himself.
Yeah, we're gonna get out of that because it's the last one because I want to do another video.
He infamously testified against 12 co-defendants.
I don't get this ages.
Wow.
We got 6ix9ine is verging on bankruptcy. Wow. I forgot about this nigga, bro. I forgot. Every song he was dropping in his early career, didn't each one of them charts? Like,
yes, they did.
6ix9ine supercars being towed by the IRS as he can't pay his taxes, with sources claiming he has debts of over $20 million.
I'd snitch again. You have to be a full-time informant now, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Paying this back now is pretty unlikely, as 6ix9ine's recent album was such a massive flop. Most people don't even know that he released new. Compare this to 2017, when 6ix9ine was undefeated. Everything he released became an instant hit, and no
every
one
single
can
thing
deny
was like
it.
top
His
3.
unique style of music was pulling hundreds of millions of views, leading to a
Man, and I
self-reported
did
massive.
check on something recent anyway, y'all. How? They done took, so the IRS, I was thinking he was gonna be able to like to sell his cars and jewelry, but the IRS done took his cars. So he needs to just sell his jewelry. How? You had all, how? So you must not have had an accountant or something. How? I mean, I'm struggling myself, but I sure ain't got that kind of money or had that kind of money. Anyway, y'all, I just think, wow, he getting his karma, ain't he? All that stuff he been doing, all that mouthing and all that. But anyway, y'all, like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. And thank you for all my new subscribers. Hit the like button, please. All right, coming right back. Well, what happened to Pretty Hoe, if y'all remember her? All right.